Ozone Fats, the fastest rising clothing brand in the Nyakach city, to bring you an exclusive with Serfine, who is the CEO and founder of the Great Daughters of Nyakach organization. So this particular exclusive is themed serving the girl child. So let's do this! Of course, welcome to the Kisumu City Talk Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Mr. Tutz, Kachi, coming to you right from the Pizza restaurant. So I have an awesome guest today, but before I introduce my guest, let me just tell you this is proudly brought to you by, of course, Ozone Fats and Pizza restaurant in partnership with the Kisumu City Talk Show. So Ozone Fats is the fastest rising online clothing brand in the Nyakach city. They have, of course, they have a physical store at Lolo, so make sure to check them out. So let's kick right into this. So Nyakach, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So a little introduction about, of course, yourself and what you do.
Thank you so much, Tutz. My name is Serfine. I'm the founder and the executive director of this amazing organization, Great Daughters of Nyakach. I'm not a student. I graduated last year with bachelor's degree in political science and public administration. And
bachelor's degree in political science and public administration.
So one time or two times, if you hear of me vying for any position, then there is where.
Oh, that's the reason you call yourself Mheshimiwa.
Exactly.
Alright. So why would you call yourself the Antitypes of Exponents?
Okay, that one, let me make it very simple. Antitypes of Exponents simply means we are the unique types of humanitarian advocates. Yeah, so that is it in simple English. So we like doing things in a different way, or we do it passionately. And if not passionately, we don't do it. Yeah.
Alright, so of course, tell me about the interest, of course, in girl child empowerment. What prompted you now that you graduated from a totally different field?
Okay, I'm always a passionate person in humanitarian service, and usually I had that mind of at least giving back to my society in a different way. And to be particular, I wanted to give back specifically in line to girl child, because I'm a girl, and when I look at my society, girls are not very much taken care of, and so I thought it was to start something for the girls, at least to mentor them and to nurture them to be some women of substance in the future.
So you're saying girls are not as nurtured in the community?
No, as to be specific, in my constituency or where this organization is based, or our main area of coverage, which is Nyakach constituency, Kisumu County. So girls are not always very much taken care of. Yeah. So personally, when I was growing, I saw girls were really struggling to stand, and these issues of teenage pregnancy were left, right, and center. So that is why I started it, to at least nurture girls, and then so that they be some good people in the future. Yeah.
Alright, so speaking of nurturing girls, of course, so I've seen you guys do a lot of activities involving, of course, community development and stuff. So tell me about Great Daughters of Nyakach, GDOM. So mnafanya nini specifically?
Okay, Great Daughters of Nyakach, GDOM in bracket. What we do, one, the main reason as to why we started this thing is purposely to advocate and empower girl child and even vulnerable women. And then we also do something on environmental sustainability, where we have programs of tree planting, market cleanups, and of course we can go for partnership. Another thing that we do that is very important is campaign and maybe working on some programs that are related to mental health.
All right.
Yeah, and then we also have programs that are aimed at peace building. And of course, as a leader, I also have sessions for training people who want to be leaders.
Oh, you have sessions for training.
Yeah.
So back to the order of the day. So most female women empowerment organizations, to be exact, now mostly wanna focus on true menstrual health. So why is it so? like posters za pada girl foundations imejaa kila mahali. Hata mimi mwingine ananiambia I want to partner with your show. See, let's take parts to wear. As in, why are you guys only like doing that?
Okay, let me just start it from whatever we had yesterday. Yesterday we had a program of menstrual health hygiene, and it was international celebration. So this is just to at least we know ladies, if they are not empowered in line to menses and menstrual cycle, it is really a challenge because some research have been done, and you find that most of school girls are maybe getting pregnant because of period poverty. Real poverty is just issue of someone not being in a position of getting sanitary. So when they have their menses, they have stigma, they have depression because they can't access these pads. So normally it is an issue, and according to some research that have been done, almost 500 million ladies and women cannot access this sanitary towel. 500
million in the
national, I mean worldwide.
Oh, worldwide.
Yeah, so it is really an issue, and of course this year's theme was basically to invest on menstrual health hygiene. So it is really an issue. That is why you see everywhere.
Right. So like
and also the government, we have a loophole. The government started to implement this provision of sanitary towels, but it is there, but not consistently. So you find that at times they give maybe a girl 3 pieces of sanitary towels. This is not enough. Personally, it is not enough for me. I cannot use 3 sanitary towels, maybe for 1 month. No. You can maybe use 10 pieces. Yeah, so that is where you see it is all over. It is really an issue.
So I'm going to take it. Alright, so I've had pregnancies related from...
Yeah. There is teenage pregnancy actually arising because of this.
So what's your take on that? What's your take on these teenage pregnancies?
Of course, at the moment there is this rise of teenage pregnancy, especially when we had those programs where the COVID-19 was here with us and people are not going to school. So the children were very idle and they were all over the streets. So I know it is there with us, the challenge is there, and we can only solve this if every one of us is taking part. I shouldn't point fingers at you, I shouldn't point fingers at myself or at the government or at a particular organization. This one, for us to deal with teenage pregnancy, I think the best solution is us having a collective responsibility to take. You do your part, I do my part, maybe an organization, not even the Daughters of Women, but any other organization, do their part. So that is what I think can help us with this issue of teenage pregnancy. Number 2 is having a series of mentorship programs, at least up to the girls. Tell them their work. Tell them there is always time and season for everything. And then of course tell them these people who want to win the future, they will impregnate you, yes. But at times you find that the boy child will give you that pregnancy and then it's not theirs anymore. Now you're taking away the life. Yeah. So it's really a challenge. So for us to tackle it in a proper way, we have to talk to the girls and tell them. And of course, these pregnant keepers, we have to bring them on board. We tell them, these are your sisters. You have to be your sister's keeper, not just seeing them as a sexual.
Alright. So about speaking of pregnancy, somebody can also like blame that on morality.
Of course, yes, because you find that the current generation, at times you tend to give them advice, but they know more than you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's really an issue. So at times, instilling morals, this one will start from home. You have younger siblings.
Exactly.
You have to tell them the truth. Yes, sex is there, but at your age, it's not right. There is time and season for everything. Your time will come. And also we have to also talk to them. This pregnancy, we have to also talk to them. Because at times they normally blame these girls. They say, oh, the girls are dressing poorly, all the girls love money. But anyway, we shouldn't blame them. If we want to take the collective responsibility approach, then it means we also have to talk these other people all the way.
Alright, so speaking of that, I want to talk about a kind of sensitive issue, right? So let's talk about rape. Do immorality is definitely linked like straight up. So what's your take on that? And of course, how are you guys like coming up with, of course, coming with it?
Okay, rape is there. I know I'm there. And currently one of I'm the Secretary General of Gender-Based Violence and Sexual Gender-Based Violence Committee that was formed by the county, CSOs were brought on board, and of course other leaders and stakeholders were brought on board to at least work on the issue of gender-based violence and sexual gender-based violence. So then I'm the Secretary General of the subcommittee. So we thought it wise to at least have series of community dialogues. We tell the community there is no one who will come maybe from to rape someone in Nyakach. No, it is same people in the village. So we have to have community dialogues with every member of the community. We tell them if we rape these girls today, who will be our next future leaders? Because already you've ruined her future. I think you rape her and give her some other diseases and other complications. And that one is really tampering with the bright future of every community. So we thought it was to have this series of community dialogues. And of course, we are following up keenly. If there is a case of any gender-based violence, we go to the scene of where the has happened, and then we have to also charge some of these culprits. But it's quite unfortunate, the current one. You find that the culprit is there with us in the community, and then maybe it happened between an uncle and maybe the niece or maybe the nephew.
Alright, so speaking of the culprits, so I feel like personally, you guys are only focusing on, of course, culture development. If we do this to the gents as well, to weaponize cases, to now everybody and every organization is busy empowering girls and not getting the gents ready to deal with these empowered girls. So what's your take on that? To every organization if come up ni culture. Umetuforseka mbaya sana.
Okay, for that, I think even you boy children, you also neglected the boys. You should start something for the boys as well. In as much as maybe sewing a professional. But I saw that sometimes that people like Nyakach came up and their lyrics on Twitter came up and they were really advocating for the boy child. But I've never seen an organization specifically. So this one is just to challenge you. Tutz, you can start something.
I can start something, but I won't get as much support as I get. That's the problem.
What is happening?
Yeah?
How will you not get the support? I know you're very good at Jesus. Today we have here. You can tell them, I have a program for the boy child today. I want to give them maybe boxers and have to talk with them on how they can be very courageous, maybe work on their self-esteem. Because they know you. They will have to come in. Yeah, it's only that you've never started. Everything that seems is impossible, it's only impossible because you've not done it. Yeah, so I think you can also start something for them, or any other person who is listening. You can also start something for the project. But for my case, we always have some programs that cut across. Because you kids are not researching. There is no way I can come and have boy child on board when you're having or celebrating menstrual hygiene. Because the moment the boys will be there, these girls won't open up to tell us some of the challenges they're facing. Because they shy off. Yeah, so that is why attempts don't involve boy child.
Alright, just speaking of that, and of course speaking of getting support, do you get support from the government for, of course, all these activities that you see here?
Personally, we are a registered CPO, but it's not always easy to get this support from the government.
But you are well connected, you can reach.
Yeah, we can, but at times for you to get some support from the government, there is a number of years that you have the fee.
Because I'm saying that because recently I saw you in some budget committee, county budget committee.
Yeah, true. So for that we've been also trying to spearhead for some increase in budget for matters sexual reproductive health rights and even issues around and maternal health. Yeah, so those ones we were really working on so that the government can increase some money in that sectorial committee. So what I can say and how we can get funds, I have said that you have to be in the CSO world for some years. So for us, we are running a world turned an year yesterday when we were celebrating the solar energy. So that is the same day we started, which was last year. Yeah, so we are basically doing. So for you to get some of these benefits, you find that at times the grant is specifically for maybe 6 years old people in the field, or even 3 years or 2 years. So that means we are still not qualified for the same. But at the moment, most of our programs, if I be very specific, are always sponsored by us members' contribution, and then normally we also have well-wishers. Maybe you can be willing to support our next activity, or maybe someone or the Jamilo Pizza can be willing to partner with us in our next activity. So it's basically well-wishers, and of course because I'm a Mheshimiwa, I'm always surrounded by those networks of Mheshimiwa. So at times you reach out to tell them, oh, Mheshimiwa, I have an activity next week. I want you to maybe be the guest speaker, and for you to be there, at least carry some gift hampers for regards, and people they will show up. Yeah.
Alright, before so we are talking to, of course, Serfine Thomas, who's the director of Great Daughters of Nyakach. So we will be right back after the break. Alright, so welcome back, beautiful people. This is the Kisumu City Talk Show, of course. Just as I said earlier, we are coming to you right from the Jajemelo Pizza restaurant, and of course this is heavily and proudly brought to you by the team from Ozone Fats. Yeah, that's the, of course, fastest rising clothing brand in the Lakeside City. So make sure to check them out on Instagram at Ozone Fats. So, like in your quest to fight for girls, of course, have you sought empowering? Have you sought to empower, or rather thought of empowering youths at large? By this I'm talking of at 40 and below.
Yeah, thank you. For that, personally, I think we have to start small. So we started small, basically with young children or teenagers, because at times when you want to empower them, they know more than you know, and they feel you are their age mates, so you don't have any experience in that area. But there are some who are very passionate, especially for the ladies that I have in my organization. At times, before we empower the world, we also have to empower ourselves, and of course even mentor ourselves, because you can't go out there if you have a challenge at yourself. So we normally have sessions for our own programs of mentorship as Great Daughters and members. So that is what I can say we do.
So and I'll ask this again. Do you see boys being sidelined? I'll ask this again.
Of course, yes. But you guys have to start something, because it's you guys should be challenged. Why is everyone on the girl chain? Can we boys start something? That is what I want you to challenge you boys.
Do you have brothers?
Yeah, I have brothers.
Do you challenge them as well?
Yeah, I normally tell them, but they are like, sisi tukianza, no one will finance us. But unless you ladies, if you start, people can easily listen to you. For me to...
Simona, that's the same point I was talking about, finances.
Exactly. But I think there are some people who are like-minded, but they have not even heard of someone who is starting it out. So I'm just challenging you. Just start something. You will see them coming on board.
Alright, sasa wacha turudi kwa girl child empowerment. So do you think or rather feel like that the women in leadership are supporting culture development as much or rather enough?
Personally, I can say I'm a leader. Yes, I do my part. But there's some leaders who normally neglect these programs. They're only busy with politics and leadership. But again, as a leader, for example, maybe I have some aspirations, maybe in future politically, but it's not easy to get someone who will hold your hand and walk with you. So that is really a challenge. They are not supporting these programs wholeheartedly. They support maybe kidogo tu, merely, yeah. So that is really a challenge. But some of them usually come on board. I can say there is a time that I was a volunteer for mentorship programs for Idling Trust. And I can say she was really up to task to find everything in order. When you have programs for teenage pregnancy campaign, she was really ensuring that everything is in order. She was really supporting every bit of it, be it by capacity building, be it provision of sanitary towels, be it maybe organizing at the county level with the first ladies. She was really arranging everything. Yeah, so for her I can say she was doing something, and even her organization, Idling Trust, is basically for supporting girls in education and fighting for girls' rights.
Now that let's now talk now about post-empowerment, process of post. Do you guys make up follow-up activities to make sure like these are of course implemented down to task?
Yeah, we do, because for my organization, because I cannot talk for anyone, for my organization we do follow-up, because our main area of coverage is Nyakach constituency, and for our membership we have representative per ward. For Nyakach we have 5 wards, and at least we have a representative per ward. So that means if we have an activity today, maybe in central Nyakach ward, and I know of 1 or 2 girls from my organization, we have to do follow-ups and know who is doing this and whoever is doing this, and are they really implementing whatever we learned or whatever we taught them that day. And of course you have to, because you cannot invest on something and you don't do follow-up. Yeah.
Sasa, let's now talk about another objective topic, that's mental health. So let's talk about mental health. Why do you think mental health is important? Why do you think most youths, or rather the society at large, is depressed?
For what happened recently of COVID, we know when COVID came, everyone was really in anxiety and everyone was depressed, because some of us lost their jobs, some people even were not able to pay their rents because they have lost their jobs, and of course we even lost friends through COVID, and that was really
depressing.
Yeah, it was really depressing, and that is why even the government is currently doing something on mental health, and of course we need our mental first before anything else.
So what's you and your team like undertaking specifically to foster that?
For my team, we've been having session of mental health awareness, where we have at our own level. I can't say we've done so much on mental health, but because it was an issue at national level and even worldwide.
So at your own level?
At our own level, what we've done is having those sessions of mental health talks, where we find psychologists who are very empowered in that line. They come, we have a Zoom with them. They tell us how we can deal with our issues of depression, anxiety, and what have you. So we have some sessions of mental health. And I can also say that personally, I'm one of the mental health champions in one of the organizations here in Kisoko. It's called Tinada Youth Organization.
You are a mental health champion?
Yeah, we are one of the champions who are there trying to learn more about mental health so that we implement it at grassroots levels. Yeah, so that is what we've done so much. Yeah, so far.
All right. So let's now talk about the street families, of course. What now that you guys are empowering, of course, empowering the culture, and of course, of the community at large, what are you guys doing to work with the people in the streets? Do you guys have schemes for that?
Of course, we don't, because in Nyakach, the street children are not very many. I can say they are very few, and of course, there are no street children at all. If I'm not wrong.
In Nyakach?
In Nyakach, those towns, they are just this mentally disturbed people, but they are big, not children. But I can say we've had some programs of partnership where at a certain given point we had some program in Kisumu here with this homeless of Kisumu.
Homeless of Kisumu, yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys know about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they called us for some program and we showed up because for partnership we are very open because we are a small organization, we want to grow. So that is the first program that we rolled where the street children were. And of course we donated some. And I think because from the Kisumu there are people who are very good with their track record. I know they did their best. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm coming to the end of this awesome, of course, conversation. So recently I also saw you and your team, of course, undertaking some environmental conservation programs. So tell me about that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Let me just use a concern on that. What we do, we have programs of tree planting. As you know, Kisumu, we are not very vegetarian covered. Our vegetation coverage is very low. Yeah, so there is this program. It is Tujitokeze Tupande Miti campaign, where it's rolled by some organizations in Kisumu. So we are also part of that campaign, where we plant trees consistently. At least we improve the environmental coverage or the vegetation coverage in the same county. And even the county government also rolled something over the same. So it's an ongoing program all over. Yeah, so we are also part of it. At times we donate seedlings, we go, whether it is in Kano, whether it is in Nyakach, whether it is maybe in town, we show up because we are part of that campaign. Yeah, so that is what we do.
Sasa, now we've just come to the end of this conversation. So any other thing that you'd like to tell the girl child out there on your camera, of course, your team at large, and any other person aspiring to be in the position that you are in right now?
Okay. For the girls, I just want to tell them to know their worth. Of course, they should not forget their background, where they're coming from, because that is really a challenge with our current generation girls. We tend to forget so fast about our background or our families. So we try to fix in someone's shoes instead of being ourselves. So I would just remind the girls to know their worth. They should ensure that they normalize being themselves. Another thing that I would want to tell the girls who are listening, it's not easy to just lose your worth for anyone. So let us be women of substance. Yeah, don't just go out there ruining your reputation. I know building your reputation can take you a number of years, but ruining it can even take you 10 seconds. So let us work on our reputation as girls. For my members, the Great Daughters of Nyakach, you guys are an amazing team. You're worth dying for. I love you so much. Let's continue with what you are doing, and let's not end anytime soon. We started it to give back, and let it be that way. Not now only, but even forever. And to my able people who are always supporting us, I can't mention names, but everyone who has always been there for us, we really appreciate you and we love you so much. And of course to you, thank you so much for this amazing session. And let this one not be the end. I will come back here for siasa now, the politics. not for the gache. Yeah, so I really appreciate this session. Yeah, I don't take it for granted.
So where can we, like, of course, interact with you on social media platforms?
Okay, thank you so much for our email. If you really want partnership requests, you can reach us through our email address, thegreatdaughtersofnyakach@gmail.com, and you can also reach out to us. Our Twitter handle is great_dn, and our Instagram page is great_daughters, and our Facebook page is just the Great Daughters of Nyakach. So you can feel free to reach out for partnerships, for further networking. Yeah.
Alright, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I had a very amazing time hosting this video. This has been a bit challenging, but at least the name Aliza. So of course you can follow us on all social media platforms, of course, at the Emcee Talk Show on all social media platforms. Let me now talk to you about an amazing team, of course. Right from the production team, I'm talking about Bright Scenario Films. That's the DOP we have. Super DOP, Golden Fox Production. Yeah, we also have a team from, of course, Calonjephotography007, Rwandaise Creations, and Miles the Joe Photography and Owalo Photography. Now, if you want, of course, the best consulting agencies for your posters and logo designs, definitely check out Skin Creatives on Instagram. And if you want the best voiceover artist for your digital creations, make sure to check and hit up Clifford Opatu on Instagram. So this was proudly brought to you by the Jajemelo Pizza Restaurant, and of course we'll make sure to take a bite. Make sure to take a bite at these finger-licking pizzas, of course. Yeah, and the team from Ozone Fats came through heavy for this. They are a clothing brand located at Lolo, so make sure to check them out. Peace out, man.